Hello dear children, welcome back to our Gurdeva e-learning classes. In this class, we have to study your fifth poem. That one is The Recycling Rap. Your fifth poem, The Recycling Rap, written by John Foster. Okay, the author of the poem is John Foster. Yes, John Foster, professionally he is a teacher. He wrote so many poems, hence he became poet and also writer. He was born in 1941 in the village Scott by that one presented in United Kingdom. Yes, in his childhood he did not have television in his home. So he spent most of time with his books. Okay, this is all about the author of the poem The Recycling Rap. The poem The Recycling Rap focuses the save the planet for the future generation by the recycling. Okay, let us see the poem The Recycling Rap. Okay, dear children, all of you open your textbook at the page number 41.
Poem 5th The Recycling Rap, written by John Foster. Listen to me, children. Hear what I say. We have got to start recycling. It's the only way to save this planet for the future generations. The name of the game is reclamation. You have got to start recycling. You know it makes sense. You have got to start recycling. Stop sitting on the fence. No more pussyfooting, no more claptrap. Get yourself doing the recycling rap. Come on and start recycling. Start today by saving old newspapers, not throwing them away. Don't just take them down and them on the tip. Tie them in a bundle and put them in the skip. Get collecting, protecting the future's up to you. Save all your old glass bottles and your jams jars too. Take them to the bottle bank. Then at the factory, the glass can be recycled, saving energy. Don't chunk away the empty drink can. Remember what I said, start recycling, man. Wash it, squeeze it flat and thin. Take it to the save a can and burst into in. Listen to me, children. Hear what I say. We have got to start recycling. It's the only way to save this planet for the future generations. The name of the game is reclamation. You have got to start recycling. You have no it makes sense. You have got to start recycling. Stop sitting on the fence. No more pussyfooting. No more claptrap. Get yourself doing the recycling rap. Thank you.
Okay, this is how to be read the poem. Practice in your home. Before going to teach the poem, dear children, we have to know what is recycle. Yes, converting a waste material into useful materials. Recycle means converting a waste material into useful material. What is wrap? Here, the recycling wrap. Recycling means converting the waste material into useful material. What is meant by wrap? Wrap means continuously saying. Okay. This sounds music. Okay. The meaning of the rap is continuously saying. Okay. I will read the first stanza according to the rap. Okay. Let us check. Listen to me, children. Hear what I say. We have got to start recycling. It's the only way to save this planet for future generation. The name of the game is reclamation. You have got to start recycling. You know it makes sense. You have got to start recycling. Stop sitting on the fence. No more pussyfooting, no more claptrap. Get yourself doing the recycling rap. This is called rap. Rap means continuously saying. Okay. Yes, dear children, I am also very interested in recycling the materials. Okay, I am also very interested in recycling the materials. Okay, I need to show my recycling materials in this video. Let us check.
See children, this one is my favorite doll. I made this dress from old material. We did not use this material, hence I make a beautiful dress to my doll. Yes, I also made one hat to her. Yes, my next one is wall hanging. Okay, yes, I made from the old gasket of the cooker. Yes, this one is old gasket of the cooker. I covered the old cloths and I put some beads and I put some laces to on it. Hence, it become beautiful wall hanging in my home. Yes, I recycle the old cloth into a beautiful wall hanging. Yes, dear children, our next item is flower vase. Yes, I made this flower vase from old essence stick box. Yes, I covered with drawing sheet. I decorated with some stones. Yes, and these flowers are made by drawing sheets. I put some stones on the flower hands. It looks beautiful. Yes, I recycle the old essence stick into a beautiful flower vase. Next, I am going to show one of my favorite wall hanging or door torana in this video. I made this door torana from the paper cups. Okay, dear children, I hope you are all enjoy my recycling items as crafts. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you are all enjoy this video. Here the poet say, listen to me children, hear what I say. The poet say to the children like, we have got to start recycling. It's the only way to save this planet for future generation. Yes, we have to save the earth only by one process, that one is recycling. Okay, the name of the game is reclamation. Okay, here they had given the meaning recycling. Recycling means to make something new from used items. Okay, what is meant by reclamation? Treating waste to make it reusable. Okay, if everyone did not recycling the materials, what would be happen? Let us check in the video.
Kilograms of waste every day. That may not sound like a whole lot, but multiply it by every person on Earth, and suddenly you've got 14.8 billion kilograms of waste being produced every 24 hours. But what would happen if we suddenly stopped recycling? Would the world be quickly flooded with garbage? Would we fire it into space? This is What If, and here's what would happen if everyone stopped recycling. Nearly everything we buy has some recyclable component: glass, paper, plastic, metal, and other materials. The United States recycles about 65 million tons of waste each year, which is just 30% of its 200 million tons of yearly waste. Around the world, recycling is a massive industry. Countries in Europe like Austria and Germany recycle over 50% of their waste every year. Now, what would happen if everyone on the planet just decided to stop? If the world stopped recycling, every single scrap of waste would end up in a landfill. Well, most of it. With a larger amount of trash, it's inevitable that we'd get more in places where it shouldn't be. At first, you probably wouldn't notice anything. In a best-case scenario, most landfills around the world expect to last 30 to 50 years. One of America's largest landfills began accepting garbage back in 1957 and finally stopped in 2013. That's 56 years of trash. It may take a couple of years, even decades, before garbage starts piling up everywhere. So what happens when those landfills finally fill up? When landfills become too full to take on any more garbage, they're covered with clay and soil to form large hills. You might think the job is done at that point, that you'll never need to think about that stinky garbage ever again. But sadly, that isn't the case. While the garbage is tightly packed underground, it remains in an oxygenless environment. There, it creates methane gas, a huge contributor to global warming. Landfills are the third largest producers of methane gas in the world, and as the planet's landfills continue to fill, they have the potential to eclipse farming and fossil fuel production and become the highest producers. With our landfills full, where would the rest of our garbage go? Well, we wouldn't blast it up into space, that's far too expensive. Instead, we'd most likely burn it, a practice that some European countries are currently doing. However, if every landfill did this, it would create even more potentially deadly pollution, making the air we breathe toxic. Recycling prevents almost 200 million metric tons of greenhouse gases from polluting our environment each year. That's the equivalent of the fumes produced by over 39 million cars on the highway. A lot of our trash would end up in places where it's not supposed to go, like the ocean. Right now, the world's oceans are home to millions of floating pieces of plastic. With no one recycling, even more of this debris would end up in the water, killing millions of fish and making the water unswimmable. But these might be the least of our worries, at least in the short term. What we would start to notice quickly would be our natural resources being destroyed. You see,
Dear children, if we did not recycling the materials, it causes the destroying the environment, and it affects our health also, and it destroys the animal habitat also. That's why we need to recycling the materials. You have got to start recycling. You know it makes sense. You have got to start recycling. Stop sitting on the fence. The poet say, be active. Okay, don't waste your time. Don't sit simply. Be active. Sitting on the fence means here they had given the meaning. Sitting on fence. Refusing to take sides. Okay, means don't sit lazily. Do anything in your free time. Okay, do recycling the materials. What is meant by recycling? To make something new from used items. Yes, dear children, when you start doing craft, the craftsmanship sharpen your brain. Okay, while you doing craft, the brain get energy. Okay, then you participate actively in your daily routines, and also you also recycling the materials. It useful to save our earth. How? Let us check. No more pussyfooting, no more claptrap. Get yourself doing the recycling rafting means pussyfooting, pussyfooting. Avoid taking action, delaying. The poet told us, don't be delay your work. Don't be sit simply. Don't be lazy. Okay. Recycling the materials when you feel free in that time. Okay. Get yourself doing the recycling raft. Okay, let us move on to the next stanza. Come on and start recycling. Start today by saving old newspapers, not throwing them away. Don't just take them and dump them on the tip. Tie them in a bundle and put them in the skip. Yes, dear children. Daily we read the newspaper. Do you? And how did paper produced by the trees? Let us check. newspapers are made from the trees. Okay. Yes, but instead of throwing the newspaper here and there, we have to make it one bundle. Some people are buying the newspapers and they send to factory. The factory recycled the newspaper and they produce the buff paper. Okay. Yes, it is useful to working or it is they are useful to write. Okay, I hope you are all right in the buff papers for your homework and your some notes is also. Okay, it is nothing but saving the trees. Okay, it is nothing but to save the environment and all as well as earth. Okay, don't just take them and dump them on the tip. Here the tip means garbage and dump. Don't throw the newspapers and other rough papers here and there. You must tie them in a bundle and put them in the skip. Okay, here the skip means large container. Okay, here the skip means large container. Tie them in a bundle and put them in a skip. Instead of throwing here and there newspaper, you have to make it one bundle and dump into the one container. Okay, get collecting, protecting the future up to you. Save all your old glass bottles and your jams jar too. Take them to the bottle bank. Then at a factory the glass can be recycled, saving energy. Yes, the poet talking about the waste bottles too. Yes, instead of throwing bottles like your jams jar, glass bottles, you have to put into the bottle bank. Here what is meant by bottle bank? Bins used to collect old unwanted bottles. Okay, bottle bank means bins used to collect old unwanted bottles. Okay, you have to throw in the bins only. What type of bank is? Bottle bank. Okay, recycled, saving energy. Don't chunk away that empty drink can. Remember what I said, start recycling, man. Wash it, squeeze it, flat and thin. Take it to the save a can and post it in. Don't chunk away that empty drink can. Remember what I said, start recycling, man. Here the poet told, don't chunk away the empty drink can. Chunk here, what is meant by chunk? C-H-U-N-K. Chunk means throw. Okay, another word for the chunk means instead of throwing the here and there the empty bottles, you have to throw in the save a can. Here they had given the meaning. Save a can means a large container used to can of soft drinks. Okay, don't throw here and there the your tins like soft drinks, tins like Pepsi, Coca-Cola. When you used these items, you don't throw anywhere in the environment. You must throw in the box like save a can. Save a can is nothing but a large container used to collect used to a can of a soft drinks. Okay, you must throw the tins in the save a can. Before you throwing, you must squash it. Okay, here they had given the meaning. Squash means compress. Okay, before going to throw the tin in the save a can, you must compress the can. Okay. Yes, we have two type of energies. One is renewable energy and non-renewable source of energy. Okay, what is renewable energy? Light, air, water. Okay, non-renewable energy means petrol, fuel, minerals. These are all called non-renewable energy. When we use non-renewable energy like petrol, fuel, minerals, they run out. We didn't make it again. It takes long time. Okay. Hence, the poet told, don't throw the bottles anywhere. You must throw in the save a can. Yes, some people take the bottles and send it to the factory. The bottles also recycled. It will be useful for the peoples. Okay. Then what are the materials are used in making a glass? Yes, the raw materials are used to making in a glass like silica, sand and limestone. Okay, these are the raw materials used for or making the glass. Yes, silica is nothing but one of the mineral in this environment. This one is non-renewable. Okay, silica is non-renewable. So we have to use it carefully. Okay, let us move on to the last stanza. Listen to me, children. Hear what I say. We have got to start recycling. It's the only way to save this planet for the future generation. The name of the game is reclamation. Yes, the poet told us again, don't sit simply, don't be lazy. Recycling the materials as much as possible. Don't delaying the work. You have to recycling the materials. It is the only way for save our planet or earth. Okay, you have got to start recycling. You know it makes sense. You have got to start recycling. Stop sitting on the fence. No more pussyfooting, no more claptrap. Get yourself doing the recycling rap. Yes, the poet told us again, don't sit simply, don't be lazy, don't delay the work. You must recycling the materials as much as possible. Okay, it is the only way to save our earth and save our environment too. Okay, dear children, this is all about the poem, The Recycling. Thank you.